Good morning. This video is going to be about result-oriented direction and why you cannot do that if you're a filmmaker. Um, if you're interested in making movies, it's probably because you've seen movies. You've probably seen lots of movies. And when you look at a movie, you think, wow, how did they do that? How did they do that? Uh, any movie. Blue Velvet, okay? How did David Lynch get his actors to act like that? How did he get Dean Stockwell to hold the work light up to his face like that and sing In Dreams like that? How did he get that exact result that he must have wanted? Well, I'll tell you how you don't get that first off, and that is by being result oriented. Now, maybe you're a young director, you're on a set with an actor, and you have this vision in your head of how you want that actor to behave, how you want them to say that line. So maybe you say, all right, Jimmy, this is a big deal. This is my first movie. All right. So say the line like this. And you say, all right, okay, say it da 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 da. Okay? Action. And then the actor is like thinking, okay, I've got to do it like he said. And the actor is like, da 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 da. And then you say cut, and then it's like it doesn't quite work. There's no passion. There's no realism. It doesn't quite work. Well, that's because when you're dealing with actors, actors need to rely on motivation in order to produce an emotion, and it's never, and it should never be about the result with an actor. It shouldn't be like that because you're putting your actors in a bad situation. And a helpful rule of thumb when you're dealing with actors is to be an actor yourself. This is something that Steven Spielberg has said. To direct actors, you must be an actor. Put yourself in their shoes and think, what would I need in order to perform? And what that means is you don't need somebody saying, say it like this. Let me try and give you a little bit more of a concrete example here. I honestly didn't have one prepared. When you're talking to actors, you really need to think about what does the character want, and then the actor, if they know anything, will do the rest. If I can give you an example from my own experience, I will, and let's think about that. I made a film called Murder Game. All right. And in this film, I had to have a character burst into tears and essentially just fall apart and collapse on a desk and just have like this big, dramatic, tearful breakdown. Now that was written in the script. And I found an actor who wanted to do that. And of course, it was not going to be, hey, dude, I'm Philip Brubaker. How would you like to do this scene? All right, go. No, we met in person. We discussed the character. We discussed the motivations for the character's actions. And it was helpful for him, the actor, to know what does it feel like in order to have a breakdown. And so I told him what it felt like because I have had that experience in my own life. And I said, you lose all sense of safety. And I said, you just lost your best friend. And whatever that actor brings to the table, it's the reason why you selected that actor to begin with. But what you should not do, and I've said this already, is try to make the film be something that it's not. Because the truth is, no matter whether you're David Lynch or Stanley Kubrick or Ari Aster or Robert Eggers or Agnieszka Holland or Sofia Coppola or Julia Ducournau or Ramel Ross, there is a surprise that comes with actors. And when the film is done and you watch it, it's like, how could it be anything else than what it is? Well, the truth is, when it was being made, it wasn't yet what it was. And therefore, the results were not known. And you have to let go of not knowing the results. You have to let go of the outcome. This is a great lesson in life, by the way. It's a wonderful lesson for relationships. You must let go of the outcome. We as humans can only do so much to get what we want. A film set is a beautiful place. It's like an incubator or a sandbox for life. We can't control our lives fully. We can't control our movies fully. I mean, maybe if you're Stanley Kubrick and you just beat it out of people, but we're not Stanley Kubrick. Got it? You and I, we're not Stanley Kubrick. We can be ourselves. We can make our own films, but you gotta let go of the outcome. The editor, when it's time for the editor to step in, they are the ones who will shape the outcome of the film into what it will finally be. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments below, please post them down below about result-oriented directions in regards specifically to actors. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.